Alright guys, you saw the title and thumbnail video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing a 100 Euro chess game that was a total disaster of a chess game. And it's just really bad. That's all I can say. There's basically nothing good about this game besides the opening. And past that, it's just a bunch of moves that make no sense. But before I begin guys, if you're interested, please drop a like and subs, that would really help the channel a ton. If you're really interested, you can just drop super thanks. And if you have a game that you would like me to review, just comment it down below. And without further ado, let's just begin. So the game starts off with e3, which already isn't a good opening because what you're supposed to do in chess is usually, like in the beginning, go for the center. Like, that's the idea. But instead of that happening, they just play e3. Like, e3 and d3 and d6 and e6 are generally not good moves to start the game with. But okay. I mean, it's just the beginning after all. Then we have e5. Then we have pawn to f4. Why? Like, if this pawn wasn't here, if the queen came, things could get really bad for the king. Yeah. So generally, guys, you really should not push the f pawn in chess unless your king is like castled away or is protected, because it makes the king just very vulnerable to an attack, especially by the queen, like instantly. If this wouldn't make like a pawn structure, then yeah, this would be very deadly. But anyways, we have captures, and we have captures. And this move actually doesn't win a pawn because of this move. But the king is still like very weak. But anyways, next we have the move f6, which is a good move because, you know, it develops the knight. In fact, I think it might be the best move in this position. And then we have the move queen f3. What? Like in this position, what I would have done is just develop a knight. But okay, I guess we'll ignore that. Or maybe like try to protect this pawn. Or maybe just develop another knight. Maybe try to get the bishop and then try to castle. Although probably want to castle queen side because, yeah, this side, because the f pawn has just gone so far. Yeah, castling short side in this game is not a good idea. But anyways, we have to move queen f3. And then we have queen e7 check. And then we have knight to e2, blocking it. Okay, to be honest, I would have preferred blocking with the queen, because, like, it forces a trade and then you can, like, develop the bishop immediately. You can also bring the knight. But okay. I mean, like, blocking with the knight isn't that bad, but still, it kind of just traps your bishop. So I really wouldn't recommend it. And if anything, I'd say it was probably the worst piece they could have chosen to block with. Although, to be fair, let's be honest, okay? Considering this is a 100 Euro game, let's just be grateful they didn't move their king to, like, f2 or something. Let's just be grateful about that. But anyways, we have the move e2. And then we have knight d5, which is just a blunder of a knight. What? Why? Black spent 6 seconds on this move. And white just captures in 3 seconds. So now white is just automatically winning. And then we have the move knight c6. And then we have queen to b5. And then we have the move a6, which is probably the best move in this position. I mean, Stockfish doesn't like it, but, like, the reason I'd say it's probably the best move is because it literally just kicks out the queen immediately. But anyways, we have queen b3, and we have pawn h6. And now the game is just totally losing. Like, if I were playing with white, move the queen over here, try to get a trade, then just try to free up all the pieces, queenside, and then just castle. That's it, pretty much. And then just launch an attack. Then we have pawn g4, and now, guys, we're just going to have a lot of pawn moves, the game. I'm not joking. Then we have pawn g5, and you can just capture. That doesn't happen. Instead, we have f5. Then we have f6. Then we have d3. And finally, we have a non-pawn move with queen d6. Now the knight isn't pinned. And then we have pawn h3. Okay. Knight moves, attacking the queen, so the queen has to move, and the queen goes to c3. Then we have pawn h5, obviously just offering a trade. And there isn't really any way you can stop it. But instead we have pawn b4. The idea, like, if you capture, I capture, danger level is not a bad concept. But then we have c6 with the knight, which is still a good move. So, like, generally, the game, like, past the knight blunder, just a bunch of weird pawn moves. It's normal. But trust me, like, generally, throughout the whole game, maybe there'll be something like 10, like, total blunders, like, not even mistakes or inaccuracies, like 100% blunders. Like, I know I don't have a game review for this game, it's still, from the looks of it, yeah, probably we're going to find something like that. Then we have pawn a3. Then we have captures. And what you should absolutely not do is capture back. Because you totally lose the advantage. And never mind, that happens. And now black is winning because the rook just got captured. Wow. Just simply amazing. Okay. Anyways, we have knight to g3. And this just blunders the knight with check. That's it. If this happens, the king has to move. And now it's literally mate. It's mate in 7. Okay, but instead of that happening, because this is a 100 elo game, oh wow, it's literally mate in 8 after this move. Yeah, instead of that happening, we just have rook h3. And now, believe it or not, the game is winning for white. Because this just blunders the rook. So the knight was blundered with check, which would have led to mate in 8 moves, to now, in 1 move, having the rook blundered and white just gaining back their advantage. But the capture doesn't happen because all the white sees is that the knight is being attacked. So they move knight e2. And now black technically just won a free rook, nothing else. Then we have rook h4. And now black is just totally winning. Then we have queen c4. Then we have knight e5. The queen moves, trying to like pin the knight. The rook captures. And then we have queen e3. Although, to be fair, if I'm being honest, a move that you could try to do in this position is maybe, like, try to go for the rook. Wait, is that a good move? No, it's actually a very bad move. Well, I mean, we have e3, which is still the best move. Apparently, according to the engine. Then we have b6, offering a trade. Whatever you do, if you are losing a material, in chess, you should absolutely 100% just never trade. It's basically just a rule. Just don't trade if you're losing by material. And thankfully, this player knows this, and they move to h3, attacking the rook, although the rook really isn't in danger because the knight is protecting it and the knight is protected by the pawn. So yeah, there's really no danger, and the pawn is already protected by the queen. So just absolutely no danger whatsoever. Then we have rook e4. And this move just blunders the rook. The rook was already blundered on h3. And now, it's blundered on e4. And thankfully, white captures. And then we have just a move that, okay guys, I'm being honest with you, okay. Just don't look at the board, like, with all the moves, and I literally just hit the move right now. Literally, if I gave you 10 guesses to guess what's black's next move, you would not guess it at all. Like really, you can try, but you're just not going to guess it. The move is knight to f3, which just blunders the knight in 1 move. It's as if black just gave up. And white captures. Then we have pawn a5. And now really it just looks like black has given up. But then we have bishop e3. Obviously just attacking the queen. Queen goes to b5. And something you could try here is maybe just like this. Because like the queen is just being attacked. Like, and if the queen goes over here, maybe there could be a way to like try to get a discovered attack. But that doesn't happen. Instead we have... Oh, never mind. It's the same thing, just a discovered attack. Okay, basically the same thing like me. We have knight to c3. Then we have pawn captures. And what you should do is absolutely not capture. And thankfully, white understands the queen was just blundered in 1 move. Why? So white, thankfully, captures the queen. So far, white has played like maybe a 300 elo, while black, they've 100% played like 100 elo. And what you should do in this position with black is 100% just capture the knight. But instead of that, oh no, wait, we do have that. Oh, yeah. Okay, they didn't capture the pawn. Okay, thankfully. Anyways, we have knight captures, and then we have bishop captures over here. Then we have knight to b1, obviously launching an attack on this bishop. And you can actually win a rook here by going bishop b4 check, which actually does happen. And we have pawn c3 defending it. Although something you could do is just capture the rook. And if they capture, you can just capture back. I mean, like, you're still in a totally losing situation. Like, the game is still totally lost, but, like, it's the best you can try. And that is mostly what happens. They capture the rook, and the queen actually comes to defend the knight. And to be honest, I don't know why it's, like, I don't know what's like, the best move in the situation. But okay. Wait, is it this? Oh, it is. Oh, because it allows checkmate. Oh, okay. Anyways, we have queen d1. Bishop captures, anyways, because, well, yeah, if you do capture, you just lose the queen. Then we have bishop d2, because, you know, captures just loses the queen instantly. I mean, you're still winning, but you definitely don't want to lose the queen for nothing. So they protect with the bishop. Trade. Obviously, the queen didn't capture, because if that happened, the game would have actually been practically a draw. Because once the king moves, you can just capture the bishop. And because black has 5 pawns compared to white having 2 pawns, the game is actually basically a draw. Wow. Okay. Well, instead of that, we have pawn c6. And the bishop goes to f1. Now, generally, I wouldn't recommend just moving a piece all the way from, like, just, like, actually, like, controlling squares to just being practically useless, but okay. Like, generally, I would have recommended just moving the bishop, like, c4 and maybe even d3. But f1 just feels like it just makes the bishop totally useless. Okay. Then we have pawn to d5. And then we have the move king e3. Pawn captures, king captures. Then we have c5. Then we have d5. And now for some reason, the king is just attacking. I don't even know why. Like, in chess, you're supposed to use your pieces to attack, not your king. But okay. And we have bishop e6 check. What? Okay, at this point, black really has just given up. So the king just captures. And now it's literally just mate in 4. Then we have rook a6 check, which is just a blunder instantly. The rook was just blundered. Then we have pawn captures, and now it's just mate in 2. Because this and this. Literally, that's just mate in 2 instantly. But instead, we have like pawn c4 and king captures again. Then we have pawn a5, pawn f6, pawn a4, king to g6, pawn c3, knight captures, pawn a3, queen a1, king to d8, which once again just blunders mate in 2. Then we have pawn f7. Then we have king f7. Then we have wait, what? Oh wait, no. Okay, after we have queen to a1, we have king to d8. Although to be fair, you could 100% try to get a stalemate in this situation. It's not impossible. But instead, we have king d8, then we have pawn f7, then we have king d7. Not even trying to stop this, although, yeah, there's literally no hope of stopping this whatsoever. And then we have a new queen. Then we have pawn a2, the pawn was captured, and black resigned. Because if you do literally anything in this situation, yeah, it's going to be checkmate no matter what. Like, yeah, it's going to be checkmate. It's just not stoppable. So to be honest, like, what did we just watch? Like, let's just go back. Very weird opening. A blunder of a piece by move 5. Then just a bunch of pawns being pushed. Then just a blunder of a rook, making the game somehow in favor for black. Then just blundering the knight with the check in one move, but it wasn't found. Instead, the rook was blundered, but that also wasn't found. And then white trying to attack black's pieces, but it didn't work at all. Black offering a trade, white refusing, and black just instantly blundering their rook for no reason. Then also blundering their knight. And then just blundering their queen. And then also just trading. And then white brought back their pieces. And then for some reason the king was being used in this game to like take all the pieces. And then they also just blundered their bishop intentionally. Like, this is either a mouse slip, or which means that they intended to go to f5, or really at this point black just gave up. Then white captured. Then we had a check. Then that just blundered the rook instantly. Captured. And this checkmate could have happened, but it didn't happen. Although, let's be honest, I would still probably made a video in this game, even if that checkmate happened anyways. And then we had the movement of some pieces and pawns. But eventually, in the end, we had just like the game ending with white winning, basically. Okay. And then, after pawn a2, black just resigned instantly. The rest of these moves are literally just moves that I played to show like how quick a checkmate could be found in this game. And yeah, guys, that's the whole video. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subs. That would really help the channel a ton. If you really enjoyed this video, you can also drop super thanks. And if you have any game you may want me to review, comment it down below. Without further ado, I will see you guys in the